Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn a beginner, super easy version of Jingle Bells. This can be for standard mandolin or octave mandolin, and I have the sheet music and tab available for you to download for free. So definitely do that before we get started. It'll be in the link in my description. So let's go ahead and grab our mandolins and let's get started. So we have our mandolins. You are ready to impress your friends and family by being able to play Jingle Bells on the mandolin. Even if you are a beginner and maybe you haven't even been playing for that long, this video is still for you. I'm gonna walk you through it. I'm gonna walk you through the pick directions. I'm gonna walk you through the left hand. We have the sheet music and tab available for you to follow along with. So you have all the tools that you need to succeed in playing Jingle Bells this Christmas season. And if you are learning this on octave mandolin, then you're gonna follow all the exact same things that I'm gonna tell people on standard mandolin. Same strings, same fingerings, because the two are tuned the exact same. They're the exact same. And you can look at the exact same sheet music as well. Real quick, before we actually jump into learning this, I just want to cover a couple of basic things that we're gonna be using to play this song. So we're gonna be using two chords. I know, don't panic, they're super easy. There are two basic open chords on the mandolin. Chances are if you've played the mandolin for any period of time, you might be familiar with these, but I'm just gonna run you through them so that we're all on the same page. The first chord that we're gonna be using is our open G chord, which typically is gonna be your first finger on the second fret of the A string, and then your second finger on the third fret on the E string, okay? Now, as we're making this shape, I want you to pay attention to your left hand. So we wanna make sure that right here at the base of our first knuckle, right on the side, and then our thumb, those two places should be touching the neck of the mandolin as we are playing this chord. Just like that, right there. You don't want any of this happening when you're trying to press down, but in doing that, you end up having a big hole right here. No, not what we want. We want to keep that firm there. Bend your fingers down, so we keep that there. Our thumb is resting right here along the back, and we have our two fingers pressed down in these frets. This is your open G chord. With these two fingers down, you can go ahead and play all of your strings at one time. And you get a beautiful, open, resounding G chord. The second chord form that we're going to be using in this song is our open C chord. So our open C chord is very simple. So we're going to take that full G chord that we just learned, so first and second finger. What you're going to do is you're going to hop these two fingers over a string. Okay, so both of them, both first and second fingers, are gonna hop over to the middle two strings. And this gives us our open C chord. If we play all four strings with this chord, we get a nice resounding C chord. And again, you wanna make sure that we're not opening this up. Our wrist is not coming forward. We don't have a big hole here, not what we want. Wanna keep that touching there, bending our fingers so that you're playing right on the tips of your fingers, okay? As much on the tips as you can. That's gonna help you get the best tone and make sure that your fingers are in the correct position and are also not touching any other strings, therefore possibly muting other strings. So to start off, we are gonna start with that G chord. Now the good news is we're actually only gonna be using 3 of these notes, not all 4. So you can take off that top second finger. How easy is that? And we're just gonna be using first finger on the bottom 3 strings, okay? So when we play this chord, we're gonna play through all 3 strings, leaving out the top E. It's gonna be a downstroke. So real quick, downstroke means you're going down to the floor. Your pick is going to the floor down. An upstroke means that you're coming up towards your face. That will be our upstroke. So to start this off, we have our open G chord. We're going to play that. And then we're going to do an upstroke on the A string. We're going to keep our left hand the same. Upstroke, downstroke, just like that. That's a little opening part of Jingle Bells. Then in the next measure, we're gonna do almost the same thing. We're gonna stay on that same note, super simple. We're gonna stay on that same note and we're gonna go down, up, down, okay? So those first two measures back to back, we don't even have to change our left hand, and we're just going back and forth with our right hand. That's it. So first two measures together sound like this. Just like that, super simple. Okay, continuing on, we're gonna hit that G chord one more time. And now we are gonna go up to the 5th fret on the A string with our 3rd finger. That's gonna be an upstroke. And then we're gonna hop this finger over, down, one string. So we're here, we hop it over to the next string, just like that. And then we're gonna play open A. And then we're gonna go back to 1st finger on the 2nd fret. So that was a lot of information. Let's play that very slowly together. This is starting in measure 3. Full chord. And then we go up to the 5th fret, hop over a string, open A, down to B. Okay? Just like that. And it's so important that you want to make sure your right hand is going back and forth every single time. So when we're playing this, down, up, down, up, down. Okay? And that is the whole first line of Jingle Bells. Look at you, you're doing so good. Let's continue. In measure 5, this is where we change chords and we change to this open C chord. So we have our open C chord that I explained at the beginning. We're gonna play that. Okay, just the bottom 3 strings we're not hitting this open E string at the top. So we're hitting the bottom 3 strings, and then we're gonna play this C, or the 3rd fret on the A string, a total of 4 times after the chord. So we have the chord, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna do that 4 times back and forth. The rhythm sounds like this. Like that, and then we're gonna go back down to 2nd fret, just like that. And here we have a double down. So as you can see in the music, there is a little marking that looks like the top half of a square, and that is your symbol for a down stroke. So we are gonna start those last 2 B's, or last 2 2nd frets on the A strings, with a down stroke, like that. And then we're gonna continue with, we're gonna hit open D and B, 2nd fret on the A string, and then open, open, 1st finger, open, and that's another double stop, so 2 strings at one time, and then 3rd finger on the 5th fret. Let me play that for you all together, that way you can hear what part of Jingle Bells we are working on. Down, down, up. Just like that. Just like that. That is the whole second line of the song. And then, really good news, it repeats. It goes back to the very first line that we've already learned. A lot of the time in music, there will be a pattern, there will be some repetitiveness. And even though when you first look at this music, it can look like, whoa, that's a lot of notes to learn, it's really not, because we pretty much have to learn the first two lines, and then the first line and the third line are the exact same. How crazy is that? And the first two measures of the fourth line are the same as the first two measures of the second line. It's not really that much to learn. So if we go on to that third line, which we've already learned, we'll play that again. Again, making sure that your pick is going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Always back and forth. Here we go. So beginning of line number 3. Very nice. Moving on to line 4. We hop over to that C chord. A bunch of C's. Here's another double down, just like in line 2. We also have that double down here as well. Down, up. Okay, now the last two measures of the song are different. So this is where it does not repeat anymore and we have to learn something new. So right here, we're gonna go up to the 5th fret with our 3rd finger on the A string, and we're gonna hit that with our open D. So we're gonna hit both of those at the same time. And then we're gonna do 2nd finger on the 3rd fret on the A string, and then open A, and then 5th fret on the D string with our 3rd finger and our open G string. So let me play those last two measures for you one more time. Here we go. That is all of Jingle Bells. I'm gonna go ahead and play through the whole thing all together. That way you can practice along with it and get it in your ear. Practice listening to it as well. And there you have it. That is all of Jingle Bells. So if you have any questions, feel free to put those in the comments below, and definitely go download the sheet music for free. Sheet music and tab is available on my website for free, and show off to your friends and family that you can play Jingle Bells on the mandolin this holiday season. Also, just for reference, for those of you that play the octave mandolin, I said at the beginning, this could be played on octave mandolin as well. And it's going to be the exact same. So I'm going to grab my octave mandolin and show you what that would look like. have it. Jingle Bells for both standard mandolin and octave mandolin. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was so fun. I hope that you are excited to be able to play Jingle Bells, to learn Jingle Bells on the mandolin. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe down below. It really helps me out if you want to see more content like this every single week. And I will see you guys in my next video.